My wife, 38, female, and I, 37, male, met back in college. We dated for 5 years before getting married. Our marriage has been good with a little ups and downs. We have 2 girls, 13 and 15. January last year, I noticed my wife spending more time in phone more than normal. She basically did what every typical cheaters does. Lied, blame shifted, and gaslighted me when I tried to express my concerns. I know I was not perfect and I did some things that I regret very much, but she treated me like a piece of shit all this time during her affair. I tried to improve all the aspects of our relationship that she felt like they were not good. When D-Day came in the beginning of June, she confessed to having an E and sleeping with him only twice. Then she blamed me for her affair. She said that she wanted to reconcile and we tried reconciliation, but she was just not into it. She still contacted him and they were still talking. When I told her how uncomfortable it made me, she said they were just friends and kept deleting texts even when I told her not to. When I threatened divorce, she would cry, apologize, and beg me not to. When I tried to bring up the affair, she would get mad and somehow I was the one who ended up apologizing. Then after 2 or 3 months, she started disappearing again, saying that she was visiting family because they needed her at the time. I knew she was going to see AP, and when I brought it up, she was very convincing. One weekend she disappeared and didn't pick up my calls or answer my text, and when she came back, she told me that her cousin had gotten sick and they had to rush her to the hospital and forgot her phone at her sister's place. And all this time I was trying to make it work for us. She saw all the efforts I made but just didn't give a fuck. Then by mid-December she told me that she was moving out, that she had been unhappy in our relationship, and while she still cared for me, she was in love with AP, that she had finally found her soulmate. I remember crying for hours trying to beg her, but her mind was made up. We had to tell the kids. She said that I could have the kids for the weekdays and she could come visit them on weekends since her AP's apartment was small. She filed for divorce a week after. This was the worst moment of my life. I grieved for weeks. When I tried to talk to her to see if there was any chance, but all she said that she was sorry for everything she put me through, but her mind is made up. No one other than us knew. Both her and my parents knew that we were only separated but never knew the reason. By the end of January, when her mom called me and insisted I tell the truth, I invited her over together with her dad. I told them everything and literally I broke into tears and cried on my mother-in-law's shoulder. They comforted me and apologized for their daughter's behavior. I later told my parents and then some few close friends. Soon enough everyone knew about us and I started receiving comforting messages, others talking ill of my ex. Soon afterwards, my wife called me crying, saying that I turned everyone against her and that she hates me. She said that people were threatening her and AP and her dad hates her and sisters don't want to speak to her, and no one will speak with her without insulting her. This was mid-April. By the beginning of June, her relationship with AP had fizzled out due to stress. I remember she came to see the kids and told me that her AP kicked her out cause he couldn't handle the stress of their relationship. She was living in a hotel room. She didn't look good at all, like someone who was depressed. She asked if she could move back in and I said no. She said that she understood but asked to spend more time with the kids. She said that she wanted to make up for the lost time with the kids and wanted to come in the afternoon and cook for them and spend time with them. I agreed. By this time she would come cook my favorite meal, clean the house, write a small note saying I love you together with flowers. When I came back home from work, she would always try to spend some more time with me. I have to admit I did enjoy spending time with her. Then she started talking about how much she misses me and asked divorce is what I really wanted. I always avoided these conversations. Last week now she told me that she had been going to IC and was wondering whether we should try MC. She has started dressing the way, like wearing makeup. She has tried to initiate sex but I have turned her down. She has bought me more goods and more than countless times she has brought up MC. On weekend, she cried, begging me to not to go through with the divorce, that she has already put up with a lot and all she wants me and her family back, and she will to do whatever I want. I know it's like the roles are reversed. All this time I have been numb, although a part of me feels happy now that she has gotten a taste of her own medicine. I still love her, but I don't really know if I should give our relationship another chance. My wife cheated on me and I have an odd request for her to help me cope. Background: the wife and I were experiencing some rocky times because she thought I stole money from a business partner and lied to her about doing it. I kept trying to explain to her that it was a mistake and not true. I even showed her the proof that I didn't do it, but she chose to listen to other people over me and ended up filing for divorce on 10/6. Once she filed, she started talking to a guy. Truly happened by chance, not intentional, and she never cheated on me pre-divorce. I know this for a fact. Over the next few months I continued to fight to prove my innocence and handed all my documents to her attorney so that they could give her their third-party opinion. Over this time she became closer to this guy, and on 11/21 she lied to me where she was going and went to have sex with him. I found out she was texting this guy on 11/27 and confronted her, and she assured me that nothing happened. About the same time her lawyer finally came back and said, yup, your husband is innocent. Plain as day. On 11/28 I found out by doing my own digging that she had sex with him, and I spent next week figuring out how to confront her. We decided to call off the divorce on 12/3 even though I knew she cheated and she didn't know I knew. So I confronted her on 12/4 and told her that I know something more happened, and if this marriage is going to work, then now is the time to tell me. She admitted to having sex and I admitted to knowing. I also admitted that I was at a low point and I tried to get revenge on her by downloading Tinder and doing the same, but I couldn't bring myself to get past a few texts with any girl and showed the proof I never cheated or even spent the time to actually get to know any other girl. Now I am trying to cope with everything that she did, from filing for divorce based on a rumor, bad mouthing me in public, selling her wedding ring, and screwing another guy. She continues to beg and plead for me to take her back, and a big part of me does want to, because I keep rationalizing her infidelity by telling myself we were in such a bad place together and the divorce was filed before she did it, so maybe we can heal with professional help, or maybe not, but I love her enough to give it an honest shot. About a few days ago, she told me that it would help with her guilt if I slept with another woman and gave me the whole pass. Since that's not who I am and I believe that would be unhealthy for our marriage, I declined, but coping with her infidelity is damn hard. But our sex life has ironically improved and our communication and honesty has as well. So an idea popped into my head and I haven't asked her yet. But that idea was, if you feel guilty enough that you want to give me a pass, and since that's not who I am, then why don't we use this opportunity to experiment with a threesome with another girl who she picks, and she can set the threesome rules. My logic is, I can't cheat on my wife ... period ... and no matter what she did or how pissed and hurt I am, we have gotten closer and have shared more than we ever have in all aspects of our lives, and we've even found new things in bed that she liked and didn't even know it. If sharing me with another woman eases her guilt and helps us move forward, then the healthy way to do it would be to have a threesome and share the experience with my wife. We would both get to move forward knowing that each person had their time on the other side of the fence. Since her cheating made her realize that she has it perfect with me and will have to live with hurting the person who loved her more than anything, her words, then maybe sharing my time on the other side of the fence with her involved and picking the partner will bring us closer by easing her feeling of guilt, my feeling of betrayal, and rebuild our trust in one another. Since I'd involve her, is any of my logic, idea, scenario, etc. normal, or am I just crazy and in such a weird place that I'm just grasping for something to make me feel whole again? I don't know what to do, please help. My boyfriend of 10 years cheated on me with someone more than 10 years younger. I am so at a loss for words at the moment. Long story short, I have been with my boyfriend for 10 years. We live together and have no children. He and I have had our ups and downs, but nothing to this extent. I've never cheated and neither has he. Recently, he's been trying to find himself. Earlier this year he switched careers entirely. Finally, I thought, he found his calling. I was happy for him to be able to succeed at something he was good at. Now in the meantime he would tell me he had to do extra hours to prove himself and make sure they know how serious he was. I was understanding. I never once suspected that he was lying. He never gave me a reason to think that. Flash forward to a week ago, he broke things off with me and gave me the excuse of him wanting to focus on his career. He said that he still loved me but didn't think we were meant to be together. I apologized for myself. I blamed myself and I even thought it was all me. 2 days later I found out that this whole time, he's been spending all this extra time with someone he met at work who is 14 years younger than he is. Someone who is his mentor's sister. When confronted about this information, he denied it. I even asked him when we broke up if it was someone else and he lied. He said it was absolutely no one. We've had one conversation since then and it's still so empty to me. When I mention the other person he just glazes over it and doesn't even acknowledge that it happened. My question is, how can someone have such a change of heart in a matter of only 6 weeks, to go from asking me my ring size to now not even wanting to see me in person? I'm completely broken and I feel so alone. If you have any advice on moving forward, it would be greatly appreciated.